What's up with the hookup culture? Why won't men commit? Here's a question. Why should men commit? What's in it for them in today's marketplace? Let's go.
The content in this podcast is meant for mature audiences.
Welcome to the Unorthodox Jukebox Podcast. There are timestamps in the description if you want to scroll around to the part of the video that you want to see. On this podcast, we discuss relationships, mindset, and money. Last episode, we talked about money. Make sure you go check that out. It was a good episode to give you some ideas on how to get the bag, how to get your status up. Now, today we're going to talk about relationships and commitment. And I'll start by saying this. I've been married before and divorced. And I'm telling you, as a man, it is nothing to rush into. I'm not saying don't get married, but you don't let anybody pressure you into things. I sort of did that. My family is very religious. Y'all have heard that thing, don't be shacking up. Man, don't listen to them people. Because when it don't work, you can't sleep on their couch. They might, it's okay, baby, but they ain't going to have no money for you. They ain't going to have no help for you. You're going to be in that ring boxing by yourself, and everybody is against you. The woman, because she's going to be in her feelings and hurt at that time. The courts, we're going to talk about it. Now, it's nothing to rush. Don't rush into marriage, fellas. And don't be duped or shamed or tricked into marriage. Go watch the Thought Box Reset. In that episode, I talked about how when women start to reach the point where they don't want to mess with boys no more, they try to shame you into simping when they've made all these mistakes. Don't do that. Do not rush into marriage. If you want to get married, there's a way to do it. And so let me get something straight, okay? I am not against relationships. I'm not against commitment because I'm in a relationship. I'm not against marriage. What I am against is the state-sponsored agreement that they call marriage. And I remember CGA saying something about God is not in it. And I totally understand where he's coming from, okay? Because when you get a divorce, none of that matters. The church ain't there. It's only you and the people you're against. And the people you're against is going to be the entire state, wherever you're from, and all their attorneys, and the woman and her attorney if she has one. So it's going to be you all by yourself with your back to a corner fighting everybody, and you're going to lose. So the biggest thing you can do is to mitigate risk. All right. So I'm against the state-sponsored agreement. You don't win. Now, incentives for men and women to make it work. Women have no incentives to make long committed relationships work. Men have every incentive because if they don't make it work, they stand to lose either everything or half of everything. And a lot of times the fight is dragged out so long that it takes too much time and money. And men just say, you know what? I'm done with it. Take this, take that. That's to their detriment because we don't like all that noise. Just get rid of the noise. That's often how women end up with the house and the cars and everything and custody of the children because we get tired of fighting. That's not how we want to live our life. Now, so I'm not against marriage. I'm against state-sponsored agreement, and I'm against the laws that have been put in place to disproportionately and unfairly target men and give advantages only to women. So I will encourage and mentor you to do exactly what I would encourage my sons to do. So let's get into it. The top reasons men don't either want to commit or shouldn't commit in today's dating marketplace. I already told you when you should commit. All right. I told you what type of woman that is in previous episodes. But today it's not recommended. Because one, it simply does not benefit a man to commit. It doesn't benefit you to commit. It costs time, it costs money, and women are not traditional, they are not submissive, and they are not cooperative these days. This is not all, but this is the majority, not the minority. Social media has gave them some delusional sense of I can replace you and have any man I want, which is not true, as they will find out once they hit the wall. They got a long time before that. They're going to make a bunch of mistakes before that, and they're going to want you to clean it up. Don't do it. Don't be the cleanup man. Got an episode coming about that. Do not be the cleanup man. There are exceptions. We'll talk about that later. But women these days, not and They are not traditional, submissive, or cooperative. Tell me what benefits. If you disagree with me, you can type it in the chat or the comments. But I want you to answer this question. What benefits does a man get besides sex, which is all you modern day women have to offer? Type it in the chat. Let's hear it. I want to see it. Now, before you bash me about hating marriages or anti-marriage and all of that, I'm a Christian. My family is very religious. All of them are either preachers or pastors or ministers of music. My dad was a pastor. My biological father was a pastor. My grandfather was a pastor. My younger brothers are a pastor. So you get how that is, right? You can understand what type of family that is. Don't be shacking up. You might as well marry you. That kind of thing. And anyway, that creates a lot of pressure when you've been in religion or church your whole life because you want to do things a certain way based on your faith and your beliefs. Sometimes that's to your detriment, and you got to use your head. You know what I mean? Now, I know they might be going against what a lot of people may say, but again, this is me going through the process, okay? I was with a woman for 14 years, married for 7 of those, got divorced, thought I did everything by the book like my pastor told me, thought I was doing everything that you were supposed to do, and found out the hard way that what it really is, it doesn't matter if you do all of that stuff. If you mess up, or if, and I did cheat. So, I'm not saying that I didn't get what I deserved. I got a lot taken from me that I worked decades to build. But the point is, I did everything by the book, and I still got graped because the courts are not. This brings me to the second thing. The way the courts are set up, it does not benefit or help men out in the events that things don't work out. Now, if there's something different, if you want to refute my argument, let me hear it in the comments. But the way the courts are set up, there's no incentive for men to be married, but every incentive for a woman to divorce. Look up Title 4D. I watched something from 21 Convention. I'll try to find it and put it in a description. But these judges and lawyers get paid more in their retirements when they put more men on child support and payments for alimony and this kind of thing. So it's in their best interest to side on the side of women. That's the way the courts are set up. 90% of the time women get custody of the children. They get I haven't looked at these numbers, but most of the time women get some type of monetary compensation to the detriment of the man almost always. Women get paid to leave and just go find another victim to assault. Yes, it is financial assault. There are some women out here just looking for simps, man. Don't be a simp. Now, I'm being a little extreme when I'm saying finding another victim to assault, but that's literally what it is. When you have no recourse for do we really have to go into that? Y'all could just look up the statistics. I'm always messing up that word, statistics. Courts don't do almost anything to uphold a father's rights, and they make it 10 times harder to get support than for a woman. If you want to refute my argument, I would like to hear it. Put your facts and links so I can look it up. Courts they don't do anything to uphold men's rights. They make it this much harder for you it's crazy, man. Crazy. And here's the other thing why it doesn't benefit men to commit in today's marketplace. All right. Women's 304 phases are now being promoted as freeing and liberating. Go give your box to this man. This man, everybody get box. He get box. You know what I mean? No man wants a used up woman. And today, feminism will have you believe that that is culturally acceptable and okay. Well, it is culturally accepted, but it's not okay because men ain't going to want that. Now, I would say this might change a little bit with the Roe v. Wade overturn. And, because now if women screw up, they have to invest a little bit of their own bread if they make reckless decisions, or maybe they can't make it at all. But we won't see this play out for probably at least a year, probably, I don't know, maybe sooner. But and I'm not taking anything away from the man, but my thing is this: women have the power to who they give sex to. They can just say no, and if they say no, a man can't get it. You know, so if a woman, this is gonna set the internet ablaze. If a woman gets pregnant by a nothing ass dude, it's her fault, period. I'll tell you a little story. Actually, it's not a story. It's just real life facts. Back when I was younger and I was exploring my options, there were so many times. Let's just put it like this. I have 3 children by one woman whom I was married to. I was intentional about that. Intentional. This is not to downplay or talk about any other dudes. I'm talking about me and myself. In my mind, I had a specific goal that I didn't want to have a bunch of babies by a bunch of women out here, right? But in almost all these cases, when I was in that period of my life, I was the one that enforced wearing condoms, not them. They almost never stopped me. I would say it was about 2 or 3% that might have said, hey, you got a condom? And I always had them because I didn't want to have no babies. First of all, again, we talked about the faith thing. I didn't want to have any babies out of wedlock, although I did. But I'm just saying, I didn't want to have multiple mothers, multiple babies from multiple mothers, unless I was in a long committed monogamous relationship, because I do think that that's the best place to raise kids and stuff like that. But if it don't work out, you can still co-parent. It's just some women are incapable of doing that. Most women, I would say, are incapable of doing that at first. When you first break up with a woman, she in her feelings. She'll use the kids or whatever she have as leverage to hurt you because she wants you to feel her pain. Whereas we think logically. What do y'all think? Do you think that men are at a disadvantage when it comes to relationships and commitment? And why do you think so? I think so. And I know I probably ruffled a few feathers with this whole it's her fault if she gets pregnant by a nothing ass dude. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. I mean, she has a choice, doesn't she? She can just say no. Some people have no accountability, and that's what is present today, is running rampant. No one wants to take personal accountability, least of all, or most of all, women do not want to take accountability. That's why when you as a man get better and you level up and you have standards and you tell her, no, you're not doing no thottery. We're not posting nothing on Instagram. You're not going on girls' trips. I'm not going to let you be a 304. That's why they think you're a misogynist, or you're trying to cage them, or you're being controlling, because they have never come across a man who has standards and will not allow their woman to not be a good representation of him. Do not be tricked. Stand up, be a man. You might lose a few women. Good riddance. You need a woman that can be accountable for her actions. Few and far in between, my gentlemen. My G's, few and far in between. Let me know what y'all think. Leave it in the comments. I want to take a little bit of a pause here because I got some more stuff. All right. But today's sponsor is Growth Gang merch. It's what I'm wearing. The link will be in the description. It's my own clothing brand that I started. Please support the show. Plus, I got some dope designs that are going to be coming out. Thank you for everybody who supports the show, listens to the show, watches the show. Y'all are dope. Y'all about growth here and prosperity. Continuing with reasons that men don't want to commit, nor do I think that it serves them to do so today. Women cannot even give up things that still say they're on the market, and they just disrespect their men. I remember watching this clip of this woman saying men should be afraid of women. You can't do anything nowadays. You can't give a woman a compliment. You can't even be in the gym working out, walking to your next machine without some chick trying to set up her camera like, look at this creep. You dummy, we at the gym. You're going to have dudes walking by you. And if you're a attention junkie, of course people are going to look. And I tell you what I tell them. I can look wherever I want. These are my eyeballs. You can't tell me where to look. You an attention-seeking person. I'm PG-13 version here. I be making them feel stupid. Don't get out of here with that camera. Matter of fact, at my gym, I think they say you can only have cameras like in a lobby or something like. I forgot. They have signs up there. I like that. But I mean, some people still do. I'm like, I take videos of some of our workouts, but yeah. I just mentioned that in episode 4 about women that don't want to delete their Instagram. That's disrespectful, or rather, just delete provocative pics, because I ruffle feathers when I say delete the Instagram. It's funny. It's like air for the modern woman. And the last point that I want to make here about why I don't think it's in men's best interest to commit today is because people just air out their stuff on social media in a very disrespectful way. I just think the respect level is not there. I want to hear y'all comments. I'm always excited about reading the comments, especially the people that get mad. A lot of y'all are pretty respectful though. I'm surprised. I would thought that some more feathers would get ruffled. So I want to know what y'all think. Now, long term, the only reason that I would see that a man should be in a committed relationship is to start a family. Otherwise, with the state of today's modern woman, slim pickings, my G. There's a lot of, y'all have heard me say this before, there's a lot of quantity, but not a lot of quality. Look, I appreciate you guys joining me for this show. Fellas, remember, never give your resources to a woman who does not deserve it. You have the right to say no to being finessed. All right? Just make sure you're being the best man, the best version of yourself you can be. Make sure you're going to the gym. You look the best. Get your bag up. Make sure you're getting that money for yourself. And then so you can have experiences with whichever woman that you choose, whoever makes the cut. Look at episode 4 to see if they make the cut. It's the picker rating scale that shows you which one to pick. Go watch that episode. Go check out the book. If you want to get your money up, I got this book, The Blueprint to Building Your Online Empire. It's the framework to how to build your online business. If you want to get your money up, I wrote a relationship book. The links will be in the description. Y'all, please support me. Make a donation, subscribe, like. It costs you nothing to like the video. Damn, that's a lot of stuff to ask, huh? If you don't want to do none of that, just hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps me out. I appreciate you. See you on the next show, guys.